And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Stories That Impact, a place where we get ordinary people to share their extraordinary stories. My mission is simple. If I can impact one person with these amazing real life stories, I'll be the happiest person. We're live on LinkedIn, by the way, today. It's for the first time, so I'm very happy and a bit nervous as well. Let me introduce to my today's guest. His name is Abhishek Gupta. He hails from Gurgaon, that's north side of India, and he's a sales director in a US-based MNC by profession. Today's topic is an interesting one, and Abhishek shared that with me. The name of the topic is Don't Kill Your Palate to Lose Weight and Stay Healthy. Let me share a bit about Abhishek. Abhishek used to consume three key tablets, medicines for blood pressure, thyroid, and cholesterol. And from that place in June 29, where he weighted 92 kilos, he is now 73 kilos. That is close to 220 kilos, I'm sorry, that is reduced and with no tablets at all. So let's hear from him how he went from three critical medicines to no medicines at all. Hey, Abhishek, welcome to the
Hi, Amit.
show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Great, great. It's my pleasure, buddy. It's my pleasure. All right, Abhishek. So I'm very thrilled, and I'm sure there will be many who will be thrilled to know because health is always a critical topic for everyone, you know.
Yep.
And going from these critical medicines to almost zero, we would love to hear your story. Please.
Sure. Sure. So, Amit, before we start, let me show you a picture of mine, which was, as of last year. And you are seeing me live today here. So, I'm sure you and the viewers can differentiate the kind of transformation I've gone through. And that's a body transformation. So, let me just quickly show you something. Let me know once you start seeing my screen.
Sure.
Are you able to see
Wow.
my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
So, this is last year's photo, and this is where I am 92 kgs. I was actually in Bombay, in your own city, attending one of the family functions. And so when I was 92 kgs. So till 2019, start beginning of 2019, I was in Bangalore, and I was literally uh, you know having those mustaches and all of that. So a Tollywood producer could have reached out to me very easily to become a become an actor there. But then I was suffering from lifestyle medications, which are diseases like BP, thyroid, sleep apnea.
Abhishek, your voice it fades off. Yeah.
Is it okay
Perfect.
now?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I was basically suffering from lifestyle diseases like thyroid, BP, sleep apnea, and high cholesterol issues.
Oh.
And for last 4 years, I had been trying to lose weight using yoga, using a lot of homeopathic medicines. Using I'd gone to gym also for a year or so. Started cycling, but I realized, in fact, I had joined a couple of health programs as well. But after joining those health programs, I realized that they were literally killing my diet. I'm a big foodie, and being a big foodie, it is extremely difficult for you to diet. So, and unless you diet, the very simple method of, sorry, simple formula of weight loss is about 70 to 80% is your dieting patterns, and about 20% is your exercise and other things that you do. No matter what, how much do you focus on those 20% aspect, the result will be about 10% only. And that's why I always used to lose about 1 kg, 1.5 kg, 2 kgs, and then uh, over a period of, let's say, 6 weeks or 2 months, I will lose the interest into that particular program because this will kill my entire day's diet. So that, and I was not curing myself any which ways. So when I shifted to Gurgaon, and Delhi is very famous for the food culture here. Uh, so you know I realized that if I continue my pattern of eating, I would probably go to past 100 kgs very soon, and that would mean that not just I'm looking, not so good in my own eyes. Also, I might have attracted another disease, which is diabetes. Um, because that's a typical pattern. I've seen in my family and other friends. They get thyroid first, then they get BP, and then finally they get diabetes as well. And all of these are, lifestyle diseases. So I started researching, and if just before, this year, in March when the lockdown happened, I decided that this is a great time because for 21 days I'm going to be at home. I don't have to travel anywhere. So I'm going to control, and anyway, you are not going out, so you can't eat outside and all of that. So I said, why don't I, do something which makes me feel better and see if I can lose weight. But my primary, motivation was get away with these medications because having these medications every day, twice a day, is a big, challenge itself.
Yeah.
So I started researching, and I, found multiple ways. I clubbed, those three ways, and then became a single program. And now you are seeing me in 6 months' time. I lost about 19 kgs, and within a very first month of starting this program, I was able to cure my BP. In fact, my doctor was very astonished to see that I was on beta blocker medications, and he said, with the medication, my BP was going downwards. So he
Oh,
started reducing the medication, and finally, he one day he said, what, stop the medication for 15 days, then we'll see. And since then, the medication has not come back, which is
wow.
a big relief to me. The second thing was thyroid medication. I was on at 75 mcg, and the doctor started to suggest me a reduction of those medications. And finally, about 2 months back, he said, what, you don't need the multiple tests after leaving the medication were absolutely right. He said, what, you don't need the medication anymore. And in about 2 months' time, when I started, so roughly about May or so, when I got my test done, my cholesterol were also absolutely normal. So now I am no more on any medication, and that's the biggest, um, victory for me. Weight loss is just a byproduct. So to tell you how I started doing all of these, and one more thing which I would like to share here is that in the entire time I have actually done, I have not done any exercise because during the lockdown till 4th of May, you could not actually go out to do anything. Um, so I have whatever I have achieved without any exercise. And I'm not saying that you should not do exercise, but I'm saying by focusing on 70 to 80% of the part of the health program, you can actually achieve more. And now I'm doing a lot of cycling because now I've reached a plateau. I want to go back to 64 kgs. So to achieve 64 kgs, now I need a combination of both dieting and the exercise. So that's the story that I have, for the viewers.
Wow, wow. It's amazing, because sorry, health is a critical thing. And what happens is we don't realize many a times is that the amount of effort required to take care of your health, if you don't do it, we
Yeah,
actually spend in terms of money onto the medicines. And it's not just about the money part, it's
yeah,
about we don't know what those medicines might be doing, right? So
absolutely.
I'm amazed. Share about your transformation. I'm sure there will be many who will be eager to hear that and not me
Sure,
blabbering.
sure, sure. So as I said, I when I was researching, I came across uh, three three different ways. And being a foodie, I also realized that if I again go back to the dieting, it is not going to survive. I am not going to survive for long. I am going to be bored in some time, and then I finally decide that, oh, you know what, just leave this and continue and just live the way it was. So I so from a dieting perspective, what I have learned in last 6 months is people always take dieting as not eating, while in reality, dieting should always mean and should be registered here as eating right. And that's the biggest difference I've identified. And unfortunately, If you talk to dietitians, if you talk to those those apps, there are several apps in the market. They will always ask you to count your calories. Now, as a human being, it is extremely difficult to keep on counting because it is counterproductive. You know, you are you want to eat. If you are just eating right, that itself is such a big medication for your own body. So uh, if you're if you are eating fruits, if you are eating right vegetables, if you are eating grains, the right amount of grains, I think the combination of all of these three things will take care of your internal transformation. And what I mean by internal transformation is when you are eating the right amount of vegetables. Look, our body is made of about 75% of the body is made of water. Now, typically, if you see the diet that people have today is full of uh, food which is packed food, which is it is basically a dead food. So you are putting dead food inside your living body, and being the 75% of water, if you are giving supplying it nutritions which are not healthy in water or rich in water, it is going to have issues. It is going to create a lot of issues, which is the other another discovery that I found. So when you eat fruits like watermelon or any kind of melons, or you take fruits like papaya and other stuff which are very very rich in water, it actually aligns with your body. Okay. Likewise, if you take a lot of green vegetables, the vegetables are also again rich in water and minerals and vitamins. They align with your body. So my suggestion is never reduce your diet, but start eating right. That itself, you will see if you are trying to lose weight or if you are trying to, um, uh, give away your medication. That's the first principle I would suggest everybody. Second thing, which I would like to share with other people is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is another key thing that people have started. This is big. This has become a big buzzword for people. But I've seen people doing. I've gone through one of the research articles, and I actually found a guru who claims to be a big guru in intermittent fasting. And I found some of the methods are so wrong, because fasting should always mean, fasting again does not mean that you be completely empty stomach. What happens over a period of time, because we have the habits of eating on a regular basis, eating biscuits, tea in offices, and many other wrong food. If you start fasting immediately with, let's say, 16 hours fasting and 8 hours of eating, many of us, including me, started to get gastritis heavily, right? And that gets into your head. You have headaches, and then suddenly you think, oh, what am I doing? Secondly, people have this aspect of eating anytime, and from there that time they will start counting 16 hours. So I also found that you need to prep your body in such a way that it is aware what is the time of fasting and what is the time of eating. So the body will know that, okay, when I'm fasting, I have to start losing those extra pounds that I have, and while I'm eating, it starts to consume it and use that food that I'm eating to heal myself internally. So another tip that I could give the viewers here: fix your time. If you are, let's say, doing your dinner at 8 o'clock in the evening, and you are doing 14 hours of fasting, so that 14 hour of fasting is basically, should start at 8 o'clock every day. It can vary for half an hour here and there, but not more than that. And that's one of the biggest issue that people do. You eat, you are awake in the night at 2 o'clock, then you go there, and and 2 o'clock you have your dinner. That's not something that I would advise anybody. The third and the most important thing is using natural, some of the techniques which are available in naturopathy. So we don't take a lot of uh, sun lighting, because sunlight is so important for our body. I can guarantee, if there are 100 viewers here, you get your vitamin D tested, and your vitamin D will be very very low, because of the way we are living in our the cities and so on and so forth. So that's the third thing. So combination of eating right, combination of intermittent fasting, combination of some of the naturopathy thing, which includes sun bathing, wind bathing, and finally the third thing, which some of the people find it hard, but it's a very useful thing, is taking enema. Enema is basically a process in which you take out the uh, you know the the leftover dirt from your body, completely out. So these are the three things that I started doing on a regular basis. Um, and then I started seeing results very easily and very soon. So within the 10 days, as I said, within the 10 days, my BP, which used to be with the medication 130 to 90 or so, started to come down to 115, 72, 62, 68. That's when the doctor said, you know what, I think the BP is getting cured.
Wow. Wow, that's like I was just writing those key words because one of the things I really liked what you said is dead in, the dead
Yeah,
food that we eat. That's a for me it's a profound thought in a way because we never think in that
yeah,
sense, right? That it's a dead food. So, and I was just writing the other things down that you mentioned: intermittent fasting. We need to understand our body, fix the timing, sunbathing, enema. So I was just typing it so that I'm gonna put it onto the group as well, so we
sure,
know the takeaways. So
sure.
tell me one thing. Probably one of the last questions from my end is that how did you cope up with your work and other things? Because intermittent fasting, I've tried it really a bit, but then it's a little difficult on your mind as well. How did you train your mind side on this whole aspect?
Sure, sure. So I think so. As I said, I was a foodie, but when you understand the right principles of intermittent fasting, you actually realize that you are fasting and you are anyway fasting for about 8 to 9 hours when you are sleeping, right? So let's say you take dinner every day at 9 o'clock, and then next day morning you have your breakfast at about 7 o'clock. You have anyway fasted for 10 hours. Now, let's say if you are following 16/8, there are various methods of or various types of intermittent fasting. The very famous is 16/8 or 14/10. So the first thing that I started training my mind, I did not start with 16/8 from the beginning. I started with 12/12. So let's say at 8 o'clock in the evening, I take my dinner. I have 12 hours, which means next day till 8 o'clock, I don't eat anything. Now, typically, I was anyway not eating till 7 o'clock. So it was about 1 hour that I had to train my body and ask, shut up my mind that what, you will get you food at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I did that for about 10 days or so. And after 10 days, I went to 13 hours, 13 and 11 hours, then 14 to 12, then 15, 15 and 9, and finally 16/8. So it's I would people in their enthusiasm, they start with 16/8. They say no worries, I can actually be empty stomach for 16 hours. But that being empty stomach is also a myth. People don't consider taking tea as, they say, okay, you know what, I've just taken a tea in the morning. And your mind is not trained, because your mind is trained to have a tea when you wake up in the morning. Your mind is trained to have breakfast which is full of, sorry to use this word called garbage, but you're using bread, you are using poha, you are using maida, and lot many other things. So these are not the right food that you should have in the morning. So one is that training. Second thing which I would you know tell you, Amit, here, when you are doing intermittent fasting, eating is not allowed, but you know what, drinking is allowed. Now, I don't get me drinking by the by the wrong drinks, but drinking. So there are three or four type of juices that I've identified. And first, I will tell you what not to take. You should not take fruit juice, including the fresh fruit juices, because fresh fruits juices are full of fructose, and they are actually counterproductive for your body. So that's a no-no. I actually advise not to take even tea or coffee, because caffeine is not good in the empty stomach. What you can take is nariyal pani. It's coconut water. Very good for your body. it is actually called Amrit in Hindi. If you ever, and you are living in Bombay, Nariyal Pani is such a good for your body. So when you are fasting and you are, let's say, in the beginning of your fasting, sometime you may feel, uh, sometime you may feel hungry. What you can take is Nariyal Pani. You can take vegetable juice. So my typical start of the morning is a vegetable juice. Typically, I take spinach along with amla. It's a very, very powerful juice to have. Just blend it, put some water into it, strain it, and just drink it. It is the best thing to start with your day. So let's when you are doing intermittent fasting and you are feeling hungry, you can take any vegetable juice. You can take coconut water. These are the two things. Whenever you feel hungry, take this. That's absolutely allowed. This is not considered to be breaking of your fast. So you train your mind in such a way that you know what, even if you are hungry, there is something that you can take. And
So,
yeah, sorry, go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt you. Just a curious question from my mind. So, even if I'm hungry at, let's say, 11 p.m. in the night, I can drink a glass of coconut water, and that's fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
So I'll tell you about my sister who has lost about 7 kgs so far. Uh, my sister gets up at about 3 o'clock in the morning. She's a big Reiki, guru. So she wakes up at 3 o'clock, does her prayer, and then go back to sleep for about an hour again. Now, when she started doing it, she said, "You know what? I am facing issues with gas because if I don't take anything immediately after me waking up, it converts into gas, and then I have a headache throughout the day." And this is what I suggested to her. Now, when she wakes up, she takes coconut water that fills her body and prevent the gas to be formed inside your stomach. And over a period of 2 months, now she has realized that even this is not required because the body is now trained. So up to you. I mean, if you are feeling hungry, and ask yourself, are you really feeling hungry? This is another tip that I would like to tell you. Whenever you feel hungry during the fast, ask yourself, is it really the hunger which is coming from your stomach or the hunger coming from your mind? It is most of the time these are cravings, because you have that habit of picking a biscuit in the night, bourbon biscuit, it's just a biscuit, right? So doesn't matter. But that bourbon biscuit is, two bourbon biscuits are equivalent to your one single meal. So it is
Yeah.
basically your mind's hunger and not your stomach's hunger. And the moment you will start to differentiate this. You will realize, you know what? Even if I take, let's say, drink hot water, that will kill your hunger that's coming from your mind.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. And I'm like, really, really thanks for all these tips. So I've actually mentioned it here in my notepad right now, what not to have and what to take. And of course, for our viewers, Abhishek is always there to assist in any ways you like. Great, great, Abhishek, great. So let me ask this last thing. So I ask this everybody. Uh, is that what is the one advice that you would like to give everyone?
So people who want to become disease and medicine free, I would like to advise them, ask yourself, you know, or rather, let me flip this. People who are overweight and want to reduce weight, ask yourself one single question. Why do you want to reduce weight? What is that you want to achieve by reducing your weight? Right? When I asked this question myself, I could not answer this. And then I realized that I was actually hating those medications that I was taking on a daily basis. I was taking two medications in the morning and three in the evening. So I realized that my goal was to leave these medications and not to lose weight. Weight loss became the byproduct of this entire exercise, and now this has become my lifestyle. Secondly, don't lose your palate, as you mentioned earlier. If you do not eat what you have been eating since your childhood, one day you are going to give up this entire exercise. So my suggestion: and we can discuss it length whenever if let somebody wants to understand. My suggestion is never to leave anything that you have that's your regular authentic food. If you are eating rice, eat rice. It is allowed. But I can tell you when you are eating rice, what to eat along with it. Okay. If you are eating roti, I can tell you how to make a roti so that it is as healthy as well as it is same to your palate. And ask yourself, 2 or 3 cheat meals are allowed in a week, because that's for foodie people like me, those are the days I live for. So I eat everything, and still I'm reducing about 500 grams every week. So I can see my 64 kgs are not till 31st December. Probably I will achieve that in November itself. So that's the single advice.
Wow.
Don't lose your mind, lose your weight. People
Wow.
lose their mind.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. So that's wonderful. Thanks, Abhishek, for your valuable time, because
Sure. Thank
what
you so
you
much.
mentioned, because you clearly nailed the part as the why, because there are a lot of folks who lose weight for the sake of losing weight. So again, thank you very much. I'm not going to reiterate what you said, because that was the perfect way, and I'll let it be. So again, so for my viewers, if you want to get in touch with Abhishek, I'll be posting his the link. Basically, when I say the link, his name will be there, and you can click on it and you can connect with him. You can always message him as well. This video, live video, will be now downloaded and shared on YouTube and Facebook, so do make sure to join the channels. And if you like to share your story and impact the way the world that Abhishek is doing, please connect with me. All right. So thanks, Abhishek, once again, and have a
Thank you so much.
wonderful day. Thank you for your
You
time,
too.
dear.
Thank you. Bye.